Hello. uh, I there's no excuse for missing Saturday. I literally had nothing to do all of Saturday, but I I don't know what was wrong with me on Saturday. I was having a bit of a weird time looking thing. Yeah, it was a weird time. But welcome. We're gonna continue on with what was it? Numbers. Sorry. Yeah. Yesterday, I don't know what happened. I was doing fine throughout the day, and then all of a sudden like a wave of depression just hit me and I felt like I couldn't do nothing right now. And then today I actually just went to church for the first time in I think almost 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years now. I like that actually. I like that church. Normally I'm not really a big of a people person. I don't know what's wrong with me, but it is what it is. But welcome. We're gonna continue on with numbers, and well, it's gonna be a lot of reading for me. Just going through the first few ones. So let's see, we're going through 16, 17, 18, and 19. And I believe, no, not 16, 17 is the shortest. Eh, let's just continue on and hopefully, hopefully I remember where we were on last time. But let's continue on with this. One day, Korah, son of Eroah, a descendant of Koreth, son of Levi, conspire with Datham and Aviram, the sons of Elava, and Ons and On, is that supposed to be a name? On, son of Peleth, from the tribe of Reuben. They incited a rebellion against Moses along with 150 other leaders of the community, all primitive members of the assembly. They united against Moses and Aaron and said, "You have gone too far. The whole community of Israel has been set apart by the Lord." And he said, and and he is with all of us. What right do you have Wait, what right do you have to act as though you are greater than the rest of the Lord's people? When Moses heard about what they were saying, he fell face down on the ground. Then he said to Korah and his followers, "Tomorrow morning the Lord will show us who belongs to him and who is holy. The Lord is allowed only those whom he selects to enter his presence. Korah, you and your followers must prepare your incense burners, light fires in them tomorrow, and burn incense before the Lord. Then we will see whom the Lord chooses as his holy one. You Levites are the ones who have gone too far." Then Moses spoke again to Korah. Listen, listen, you Levites. Doesn't it seem insignificant to you that the God of Israel has chosen you from among all the community of Israel to be near him as you serve in the Lord's tabernacles and stand before the people to minister them. Korah, and he has already given this special ministry to you and your fellow Levites. Are you not are you now demanding the priesthood as well? The Lord is the one you and your followers are really revolting against. For for who is Aaron that is that you are complaining about? Then Moses summoned Dathan and Abiram and sons of Elaba, but they replied, "We refuse to come before you. Isn't it enough that you brought us out of Egypt, a land flowing with milk and honey, to kill us here in the wilderness, and that you now treat us like your servants? What more? What's more? You haven't brought us another land flowing of milk and honey. You have given us a new homeland in fields and vineyards. Are you trying to fool these men We are not coming. We are not come. Who will not come? I am having trouble speaking right now. Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Do not accept their grain offerings. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, and I have never hurt a single one of them." And Moses said to Korah, "You and all your followers must come here tomorrow and present yourselves before the Lord. Aaron will also be here. You and each of your 150 followers must prepare an incense burner and put incense in it, so you can all present them before the Lord. Aaron will also, excuse me, also Aaron will also bring his incense burner. So each of these men prepare an incense burner, light the fire, and place the incense in it. Then they all stood at the entrance of the tabernacle with Moses and Aaron. Meanwhile, Korah had stirred up the entire community against Moses and Aaron, and they all gathered at the tabernacle's entrance. Then the glorious presence of the Lord appeared to the whole community, and the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Get away from all these people so that I may instantly destroy them." But Moses and Aaron faced down on the ground. "O Lord," they pleaded, "you are the God who breathes to all creatures. You must you must be angry with all the people when only one man sins." And the Lord said to Moses, "Then tell the people to get away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." So Moses got up and rushed over to the tents of Dathan, Abiram, followed by the elders of Israel. "Quick," he told the people, "get away from the tents of these wicked men and do not touch anything that belongs to them. If you do, you will be destroyed for their sins." So all the people stood back from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Then Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the entrance of their tents together with their wives and children and little ones. And Moses said, "This is how you will know the Lord has sent me to do all these things that I have done, for I have not done them on my own. If this man dies a natural death, or if nothing unusual happens, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord does something entirely new, and the ground opens and its mouth and swallows them all their belongings, and I will go and they go down alive into the grave, then you will know these men have shown competence for the Lord." He had hardly finished speaking the words when the ground suddenly split between them. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed the men, along with their households and their followers who were standing with them, and everything they owned. So then So they went down alive into the grave along with their belongings. The earth closed over them, and they all vanished from among the people of Israel. All the people around fled, and when they heard their screams, "The earth will swallow us too," they cried. Then a fire blazed forth from the Lord and burned up to 150 men who were offering incense. And the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Ezra, the son of Aaron, the priest, to pull the incense burners from the fire, for they are holy. Also tell them to scatter the burning coals. Take the incense burners of these men and have sin at cost at the cost of their lives, and hammer the metal into the thin sheets and overlay the altar. Since these burners were used in the Lord's presence, they have become holy. Let them serve a Let them serve as a warning to the people of Israel." So Ezra the priest, who collected the 150 bronze incense burners that had been used by the men who had died in the fire, in bronze, who hammered into a thin sheet to overlay the altar. This would warn the Israelites that and no unauthorized person, no one who was what? No one who was not a descendant of Aaron should ever enter the Lord's presence to burn incense. If anyone did, the same thing would happen to them to Korah and his as happened to Korah and his followers. So the Lord's instructions to Moses were carried out. But the very next morning, the whole community of Israel began muttering again against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You have killed the Lord's people." As the community gathered to protest against Aaron and Moses, they turned towards the tabernacle and saw that the cloud that covered it, the glorious presence of the Lord, appear. Aaron and Moses came and stood in front of the tabernacle, and the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from these people so I can instantly destroy them." But Moses and Aaron faced down on the ground, and Moses said to Aaron, "Quick, take the incense burner and place burning coals on it from the altar. Lay incense on it and carry out among the people to purify them and make them right with the Lord. The Lord's anger is blazing against them. The has already begun." Aaron did as Moses told him and ran out among the people. The plague had already begun to strike down the people, but Aaron burned the incense and purified the people. He stood between the dead and the living, and the plague stopped. But 14,700 people died in the plague, in addition to those who died in the affair involving Korah. Then, because of the plague had stopped, Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tabernacle. Man, that whole little section was intense. Man, just imagine that. These people are. I don't know why they didn't learn their lesson the first time. The Israelites, seriously. They literally just saw a man get swallowed whole. They they were even echoing it through the whole village like, "Hey, some people tried to rebel against Moses and Aaron. Where are they?" All I heard was a that's all I heard, and and next thing you know, the followers they were on fire. And all I heard was something open up, earthquake, and next thing you know, someone on fire. And before you know it, I just hear screaming. I really don't. I'm trying to understand what they were thinking. Like you saw what the Lord does too. Where's this doubt coming from? They're making it seem like Moses just puts himself at the top, and it's like, I'm sorry, do you not see a cloud? Do you not see a pillar of fire in the night? Do you not see that same cloud come down into the tabernacle, into that tent, and you hear a thunderous voice in there? I think it was like earlier in Exodus when they heard this, when they were on Mount Sinai, when they heard the Lord come down, they heard it, they were all scared, they ran away. And now here they are just saying like, nah, no, God's not doing that. You're just saying that because you're manipulating God. No. Let's just continue because holy smokes. I wonder what's gonna happen after that. Are they gonna still rebel? Or are they gonna actually do something? Because right now what I'm looking at right now is that God's not just getting mad just because he got out at the wrong side of the bed. No. He's getting mad because the people over here are like, "You're brainwashing God. You're doing this to God," and yada yada yada. And it's like, no, he's not doing that to them. Moses is not manipulating him. Moses is literally going up to God. God tells him, "Hey, can you do this for me?" Sure. Writes it down. Boom. There you go. Uh, I want to understand what they were thinking that it was going to do something else. But let's just continue because, oh man. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel to bring you 12 wooden staves, one from each leader of Israel's ancestral tribes, and inscribe each leader's name on the staff. Inscribe Aaron's name on the staff of the tribe of Levi, for there must be one staff for the leader of each ancestral tribe. Place these staves on the tabernacle in front of the arks containing the tables of the covenant, where I will meet with you. Buds will sprout. The staffs belong to the men I choose. Then I will finally put an end to the people's muttering and complaining against you. So Moses gave these instructions to the people of Israel, and each of the 12 tribes of Israel, including Aaron, brought Moses a staff. Moses placed the staffs in the Lord's presence in the tabernacle of the covenant. When he went into the tabernacle of the covenant the next day, he found that Aaron's staff, representing the tribe of Levi, had sprouted bud, blossom, and produced a ripe almond. When Moses brought all the staffs out of the Lord's presence, he showed them to the people, and each man claimed his own staff. And the Lord said to Moses, "Place Aaron's staff permanently in before the ark of the covenant, and to serve as a warning to rebels. This should be put This should put an end to their complaining against me, and prevent any further deaths." So Moses did as the Lord commanded him. Then the people of Israel said to Moses, "Look, we are doomed. We are dead. We are ruined. Everyone who comes close to the tabernacle and the Lord dies. Are we all doomed to die?" Ay, ay, ay. I get it. It's back in the past. I want to understand what they're thinking, but I get it. It's back in the past. I get it. It's back in the past. You guys are in the middle of the wilderness. You have your enemies on each side ready to kill you. You have enemies on each side. You just watch the enemies attack your certain group of people. You had the Levites try to overthrow Moses, and then you saw them get swallowed up, and then you saw a few of them get burned on fire. Or you heard about these things, and now you're scared that Moses is going to tell the Lord, "Hey, Lord, kill the rest of them." But Moses isn't doing that. He's literally saying, God, please don't do nothing to them. They're not doing anything wrong. Let's just continue. Then the Lord said to Moses, "You, your sons, and your relatives from the tribe of Levi will be held responsible for any offense relating to the sanctuary, but you and your sons alone will be held responsible for violations connected with the priesthood. Bring your relatives of the tribe of Levi, your ancestral tribe, to assist you and your sons to perform a sacred duty in front of the tabernacle of the covenant. But as the Levites go about all their assigned duties at the tabernacle, they must be careful not to go near any of the sacred objects at the altar. If any of them do, both you and they will die. The Levites must join you in fulfilling their responsibilities for the caring and the maintenance of the tabernacle, but no unauthorized person may assist you. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a lisp. You, you yourselves must perform the sacred duties inside the sanctuary and at the altar. If you follow these instructions, the Lord's anger will never again blaze against the people of Israel. I myself have chosen your fellow Levites from among the Israelites to be a very special assistance. They are gifted to you, dedicated to the Lord for service in the tabernacle. But you and your sons, the priests, must personally handle all the priestly rituals associated with the altar and everything behind the inner curtain. I am giving the priesthood as a special privilege of service. Any unauthorized person who comes near the sanctuary will be put to death. The Lord gave these further instructions to Aaron. I myself have put you in charge of all all the holy offerings uh, that I that are brought to me by the people of Israel. I have given all these uh, constraining offerings to you and your sons as a permanent share. Consecrate? I'm having a brain fart. Hold on. You and Alata? You're Alata, the protein. I think that's supposed to say allowed. You are Alata, allotted the protein of the most holy offerings that burn on the fire. This protein of all the most holy offerings, including the grain offerings, sin offerings, and guilt offerings, it will be it will be most holy and belong to you and your sons. You must eat you must eat it as a most holy offering. All the males must eat it, and you must treat it as the most holy. At the at the sacred offerings and special offerings presented to me, when the Israelites lift them before the altar, also belongs to you. I have given them to you and your sons and your daughters as a permanent share. Any member of the family who is ceremonially clean, you may eat these offerings. But I also give you these harvest gifts brought by the people as an offering to the Lord: the best of the olive oil, new wine, and grain. Uh, all the first crops of their land that the people present to the Lord belong to you. Any member of your family who is ceremonially clean may eat this food. Everything in Israel that is specifically set apart for the Lord also belongs to you. The firstborn of every mother, whether human or animal, that is an offer to the Lord, will be yours. But you must always redeem your firstborn sons and your firstborn as a ceremonially unclean animals. Redeem them when they are 1 month old. The redemption price is 5 pieces of silver, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shell, which equals to 20 gerahs. However, you you may not redeem the firstborn of calf, sheep, or goats. They are holy and have been set apart for the Lord. Sprinkle their blood on the altar and bring their fat as a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. The meat of the animals will be yours, just as the breast and the right thigh that are presented and lifted them as a special offering before the altar. Yes, I am giving you all these holy offerings at the people of Israel that the people of Israel bring to the Lord, and they are for you and your sons and daughters to be eaten as your permanent share. This is an eternal and unbreaking covenant between the Lord and you, and you must and it also applies to your descendants. And the Lord said to Aaron, you priests will receive no atonement of the land and share of your property among the people of Israel. I I am I am your share in your atonement. As for the tribe of Levi, your relatives, and I will compensate them in for their service in the tabernacles. Instead of the atonement of land, I will give them the Thedes from the land of Israel. I don't wonder what that is. Uh, from the from now on, no Israelites except priests or Levites may approach the tabernacle. If they come too near, they will be judged guilty and will die. Only the Levites may serve the tabernacle, and they will be held responsible for any offerings against it, as a permanent law for you to be observed from generation to generation. The Levites will receive no atonement for of land among the Israelites, because I have given them Israelites Thedis, which has been presented as a sacred offering to the Lord. This will be the Levites' share. That is why I said they will receive no atonement of land among the Israelites. The Lord also told Moses, "Give these instructions to the Levites when you receive from the people of Israel the Thelas. I have assigned your atonement, given a tenth of a tedious. You you received a thedia of the thedia to the Lord as a sacred offering." I think I'm saying that right. Tedious? Tedious? The Lord will consider this offering to be your harvest offering, as though it would be the first grain from your own threshing floor, or wine from your own wine press. Oh yeah, wine press. You must present 1/10 of the tedious received from the Israelites as a sacred offering to the Lord. This is what the Lord's sacred portion, and you must present it. You must present it to Aaron the priest. Be sure to give the Lord the best portions of the gifts the gifts given to you. Also, these instructions to the Levites: when you present the best parts as your offering, it will be considered as though it came from your own threshing floor and grapevines. You Levites and your family may eat this food anywhere you wish, for I have compensated for serving in the tabernacles. You will not be considered guilty for accepting the Lord's tedious if you give the best portion to the priest. But be careful not to treat the holy gifts of the people of Israel as they were common. If you do, you will die. Hmm. And the Lord said to Moses, "Here is another legal requirement command by the Lord. Tell the people of Israel to bring the red heifer, a perfect animal that has no defects and will never be yoined to a plow. Give it to Ezra the priest, and it will be taken outside the camp and slaughtered in his presence. Ezra will take some of its blood on his finger and sprinkle it 7 times towards the front of the tabernacle. As Ezra watches the heifer must be burnt, its hide, meat, blood, and dung. Excuse me, I'm burping a lot. Must have been the food I ate. Ezra the priest must take a stick of cinder and hospit branch and some scarlet yarn and throw it into the fire where the heifer is burning. Then the priest must wash his clothes and bathe himself in water. Afterwards, he may return to the camp till though he may remain unceremonially unclean till evening. The man will the man who burns the animal must also wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and he too will remain unclean till evening. Then someone who is ceremonially clean will gather up the ashes of the heifer and depose them into purified place outside the camp. They will be kept there for the community of Israel to use the water for the purification ceremony. The ceremony is to perform for a removal of sin. The man who gathers the ashes of the heifer must also wash his clothes, and he will remain ceremonially unclean till evening. This is a permanent law for the people of Israel and for any foreigners that live in among you. All those who touch the dead human body will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days. They must purify themselves on the third and seventh day with the water purification. Then they will be purified. But if they do not do this on the third or seventh days, they will continue to be unclean even after the seventh day. All those who touch the dead body and do not purify themselves in the proper way defile the Lord's tabernacle and will be cut off from the community of Israel. Since the water of purification was not sprinkled on them, their defilement continues. This is a ritual law that applies when someone dies inside a tent. All those who enter the tent, who those who were inside when the death occurred, will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days. Any open container in the tent that is not covered with a lid will also be defiled. And if anyone in an open field who touches the corpse of someone who was killed with a sword or who died in death, a natural death, if someone touches a human bone or a grave, the person will be defiled for 7 days. To remove the defilement, put some of the ashes from the burnt purification offering in a jar and pour fresh water over them. Then someone who is ceremonially clean must take the hyssop branch and dip it in water, and the person who must sprinkle the water on the tent and all the furnishes in the tent, and the people who were in the tent, also on the people who touched the human bone, or touched someone who was killed or died naturally, or touched a grave. On the third and seventh days of the person who is ceremonially clean must sprinkle the water on those who are defiled. Then on the seventh day, the people being cleansed must wash their clothes and bathe themselves. In that evening they will be cleansed for their defilement. But those that become defiled and do not purify themselves will be cut off from the community, for they have defiled the sanctuary of the Lord. Since the water of purification has not been sprinkled on them, they will remain defiled. This is a permanent law for the people who sprinkle water of purification must afterward wash their clothes, and anyone who then touches the water uses for purification will remain defiled until evening. Anyone, anything and anyone that defiles person touches that a defiled person touches will be ceremonially unclean till evening. Man, I felt like I needed a cough right there. Oh wow. Mm. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Well, seeing this, we already kind of know what's going on. Yeah? Oh, sorry, I was looking at something. But seeing here, it looks like we already know what's going on. Man, they really tried to rebel against Moses and Aaron, not realizing that it was actually rebelling against God. Now they had to make a whole new little thing for the Levanites because they felt that they were being cheated. And the Lord basically, it must have been stressful for the Lord, just like, come on, just follow it. Nope, nope, no, not that. I cannot imagine. I can't imagine the Lord in that instance basically having to just like, fine, you'll have this, you'll have that, and he would not be in a good position. But I want to continue to read, so I'm going to be continuing reading in the next one, which should be out on the same day because I missed again. But again, happy Saturday and happy Sunday actually too. And I'll see you all in the next recording.